Hello and welcome to our June virtual opening. My name is Emma Wilson, the director here, and delighted that you could join us. This month's feature artists are Ann Trainor Domingue, Kim Case, Sage Tucker-Ketcham, and Sheep Jones. You'll hear more from them in a few moments. First, I'd like to just say that the visitors are coming into Maine in droves, which is so fun and exciting. I encourage you to still bring that second layer for the cooler evenings and the cooler mornings, but come and enjoy our state's natural beauty and also our natural surroundings and our art, of course. Thank you to our clients who continue to stay in touch and to support the arts, and thank you to our artists who continue to inspire and engage us every single day. So now let's hear from this month's feature artists. I'd like to introduce artist Ann Trainor Domingue. Ann's background is in graphic design and the foundation of her work. She renders strong compositions, drawing on-site sketches, and taking original photos. These are further developed into sketchbooks of preliminary drawings, and final artworks are rich in imagery, color, and surface variety, interwoven with a hopeful spirit and imbued with a sense of joy. Ann graduated from Rhode Island College with a BA in studio art and painting and has pursued a long creative career in graphic design, illustration, teaching, and painting. Please welcome artist Ann Trainor Domingue.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ann Trainor Domingue, and I'm very happy this month to be showing with my artist friends, Sheep, Kim, and Sage at Portland Art Gallery. The gallery does a wonderful job for me as an artist, and I'm sure my other fellow painters will agree. They are just a wonderful, personable group of people to work with, and the gallery is beautiful, as many of you already know. So I appreciate everything they do for me as an artist. Thank you. This new work that I produced for this particular show, I've entitled Moments We Live For. Shortly after finishing this series, I heard a song titled The Moments We Live For by a band called In Paradise. I had been thinking about a way to bring these new pieces under a heading or title, and this song seemed to do just that. The words in the song spoke of imagery and ideas I use regularly in my work. In this new series, I seem to have left more space between elements, sky, land, water, and warmed up my color choices using yellows and warmer reds and greens. I still found myself mixing all kinds of blues, though, which have always been my favorites. The 3 vertical paintings in this series were an experiment to design elements of wide open horizontal waterfronts into tall, narrow compositions. I'm incorporating figures or people in these new artworks, not to create portraits, but to paint so viewers could feel and see a sense of themselves in the work. The last painting I prepared for this show was also titled Moments We Live For. It is the only one where the figure is indoors. This could be a starting point for my next series, or it may lead to something altogether different. I've also been exploring abstraction a bit further, trying out ways to work without a plan ahead of time, a real challenge for me. I do use sketchbooks to play with design elements and devise compositions, so I'll have some direction to go in when I begin my painting process. I do hope you enjoy this body of new work, and let me know your thoughts on it whenever you have a chance. Thank you very much for following my work.
Now I'd like to introduce artist Kim Case. Kim was formerly trained in art history and photojournalism at the School of Museum of Fine Arts and at Tufts University, and didn't even begin painting until 2002, hard to believe. After years spent creating her art behind a camera and in the darkroom, she was first inspired by the plein air work of the late Don Stone of Monhegan, right here in Maine. His work also beautifully depicted the atmosphere and energy of Maine that Kim's does. Today, her work is in numerous private collections, and she teaches small group workshops from her studio in Cape Elizabeth. Please welcome artist Kim Case.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Kim Case. I'm a grateful artist of the Portland Art Gallery. Pleased to be featured for the June show, along with Sheep, Sage, and Ann. I want to give a big thank you to the gallery and the wonderful staff, Kevin, Emma, Missy, Emma, Nikki, and you all are so kind and professional. The innovative ideas that you've created for this virtual show are just so amazing. So I'm a landscape oil painter living in Cape Elizabeth, Maine, and I paint local scenes and ideas from nature based on the locations and the experiences that I have here. And this body of work, with a few exceptions, is just pure outdoor summertime joy. It's all about being outside, near or on the water, sunshine, ocean waves, bell buoys, seagulls, Casco Bay, Wiscasset, Monhegan, all up and down the coast. Places I've been, places I've wanted to revisit in the process of painting. I really wanted to evoke that feeling of when you go sailing or you take evening strolls and then when the moon comes up, that whole summertime shebang feeling. This was a really long winter, and I have had so much fun putting together a summertime show that's really kept me going in the summery tribute feeling. My process is pretty simple. If it's not a plein air piece, I bring a sketchbook in my bag. I see something that grabs me. I take a couple quick sketches to remember the values of the place, of the image that I'm working on. I shoot a few photos to really capture the colors and the forms that I'm working with and use as reference. And then later, when it's time to paint, I sort through all the things that I've collected until I find a place that I really want to return to, because that's a big part of the process. I don't want to spend a lot of time on a place that maybe didn't have an emotional connection for me. So, and then when I started painting, I usually begin by laying down the horizon line and the clouds, if there are any in the image, because the horizon line and the clouds, they really set the tone so much for the viewer. They set the time of day, the atmosphere is really important and is set by the clouds and the horizon line. And then I build up from there in either direction. So anyway, thank you so much to all the collectors for supporting my work. It means so much to me. And again, to the gallery, and I hope you all enjoy the show.
Now I'd like to introduce artist Sage Tucker-Ketcham. Sage's career spans over 2 decades with a background in studio art, education, and arts administration. Originally influenced by abstract expressionism, her works are about self-expression and physically working out ideas on large canvases. Sage is a 14th generation Vermonter. She earned her BFA from the Maine College of Art right here in Portland and her MFA from the Massachusetts College of Art and Design. Sage's painting studio is in Burlington, Vermont. Please welcome artist Sage Tucker-Ketcham.
Hello, thank you. I'm very excited for our June up-and-coming show at the Portland Art Gallery. My name is Sage Tucker-Ketcham. In this show, I present a new body of work that I created specifically for the Portland Art Gallery for the June show. The work is an extension of a theme that I've been working on for years that takes the landscape, memory, and abstraction of landscape and the abstraction of memory. And I present you paintings that focus on spring and summer and the transition between home, the middle, and then the outside world that we are all part of. I look forward to showing with Sheep Jones, Kim Case, Ann Trainor Domingue, and I want to thank so much Kevin, Emma, and the team at Portland Art Gallery, and I look forward to seeing you, and I look forward to you seeing the show. Thank you very much.
And now I'd like to introduce artist Sheep Jones. There is much anticipation for this show of Sheep, as we haven't had one for her in a few years. Sheep was born and grew up in Waterville, Maine. She studied art at the University of Southern Maine and now lives in Belfast, Maine, where she works in oil and wax. Her paintings are all about the layers. Her past work in watercolor and wax, she's held on to the opportunities in mixing transparent colors offers. Layers add extra interest, leaving swatches of color in their wake. These are perfect tidbits for the imagination, and Sheep has captured the imagination of thousands of individual and commercial collectors around the world. Please welcome artist Sheep Jones.
Hello, I'm Sheep Jones, and I'm lucky to have a show here at Portland Art Gallery with Sage, Ann, and Kim. About 15 years ago, when I was working at the torpedo factory in Alexandria, Virginia, I started to insert bees in my skies. It was merely a design element, the black and yellow stripes. Many people, when revisiting my studio, brought me articles on colony collapse disorder. That made me want to explore bee-related images, hexagons, honey, wax, worker bees, drones, queens, pollen, swarms, hives, beekeepers, to name a few. So for this show, I decided to paint using some of these images to honor the bees.
Thank you for joining us for our June virtual opening. Please follow us on Instagram at Portland Art Gallery. Subscribe to our Radio Maine YouTube station, where Dr. Lisa Belisle interviews our artists and members of our community. And stop in and see us at 154 Middle Street in the heart of the Old Port, 7 days a week, 10 to 5:30. And you can always find us 24/7 at www.portlandartgallery.com. Until the next time, be kind, be curious, and stay in touch. Thank you.